What's up, guys? Hopefully this is my last video on this topic. Let's see if we can get the display up there. But I want to go ahead and go over this. So everybody knows the EDP445 situation by now. And the toll that it's taken on his life, rightfully so. I mean, dude is clearly not a very good guy. Just does a lot of shit that is not good, clearly and obviously. And I don't even have to go over what we're talking about. And usually in a situation like this, you would expect, especially if I'm referring to myself, if anybody that was like not a very close friend did something like this, I would definitely cut ties with them and be like, nah, fuck that. And I'm sure a lot of people would. I mean, you'd basically have nobody, which has happened to EDP for sure. And when I go over something that I definitely noticed when I was, looking up some content on this, and I ran into this video, which is a pretty hard, or this guy rather, which is pretty interesting. So this dude is essentially one of EDP's best friends, or were. And I basically want to look at this video in particular so you can kind of see the relationship that they have, because like I said, literally everyone has turned their back on EDP, which is rightfully so. Dude's not a good guy. It's hard to associate yourself with that guy, but everybody has done it. And the way I look at it, it's like, dude, if you're like one of their best friends, and especially EDP has done a lot for this guy, you gotta be there for him in a time like this. Like, you don't have to be friends with him afterwards, but I feel like if you're that close, you're essentially family. And if you're family, you have like a fucking unspoken objective to get this dude help and get him on the right path. Even though I know it's not this dude's obligation necessarily, but that's just how I look at it. It's like, dude, if you're this close to somebody and this dude has done this much for you, whenever this dude in a time in distress, even though it's self-inflicted, obviously, you gotta get the dude some help, because that's what he really fucking needs. He needs to get help, as well as maybe some jail time as well. But basically this dude surprises EDP for his birthday, and this is like an extremely heartwarming video, because if you ever watch EDP's content, you know that he's a pretty lonely fucking dude. And maybe a lot of his loneliness has induced all the shitty things that he's done. Obviously not making excuses for him. But I watched this, and it's just extremely heartwarming little video, given the context. So this part is pretty funny. I'm waiting for EDP to open the door with the fucking...
Oh shit, dog. Happy birthday, man. Yeah, dog. Why? Why? I thought you ordered some pizza. I thought you ordered some pizza.
I didn't order no fucking
little birthday cake.
Oh man.
So you can see how happy EDP is, especially when you can clearly tell no one else is there. So it's like no one wants to spend their birthday alone for the most part. And I don't know, it showed that the dude clearly does care about EDP, but look at the dude's channel. So he has, what is that, 6, 12, 17 videos? But look how many have EDP in them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 videos. So nearly half of your videos have EDP. And he's a big reason for your success. I mean, just look at the views on his videos. 9K views, 9.4K. Oh, has EDP in it? 75K. Has EDP? 36K. Has EDP? 35K. Or 351K, rather. It's like, dude, so he's your best friend, and you guys are extremely close, and he has directly and indirectly done a fuckload for you. And this is how you repay him. You just instantly cut ties when he fucks up big time. Let's get that. Like 99% of, 100% of people outside of family are completely justified to absolutely just cut ties with EDP, including this dude. He's justified, but the way I look at it is like, dude, the dude has done a lot. He made an extreme, disastrous decision, and not only needs help, but needs jail time for it as well. We can all agree. It makes him a piece of shit. But it also has nothing to do with this fucking dude. It's like, dude, he's done a lot for you. The least you can do is try to just stick by his side for a little bit to see if he can get some help. Because obviously, and like I said, it's not this dude's obligation. But I feel like, man, after all this, you're just gonna cut ties publicly with him? Like, why'd you have to make a fucking video on him, man? Of cutting ties with someone who's supposed to be one of, if not your best friend. And, you gotta fucking profit from it. You know, let's see. Are there ads on this
What's
video?
going on,
Okay,
guys?
maybe not. Maybe not profit from it, but I don't know. Publicize from it. Get a little. I mean, 351, 1.5 million views. It's a guy who literally. This dude has a other job outside of this, but it's just tough. Obviously, I don't want to make excuses for EDP, and I'm certainly not. Even I technically cut ties with him. I'm not going to watch his content. He's not going to have content to watch, I should say. But it's like, man, the least I would do in a situation like this is I sure shit would not publicly come out here and cut ties with him. Maybe behind the scenes that would be okay. I mean, it is okay. But I would try to get dude some help, you know, because he needs help. I mean, that's the #1 priority. Get this dude some fucking help. Because clearly he has a big fucking issue. And I just see as if you're that close, if you're like family, you have an unspoken agreement to, you know, help a dude out when he's at his worst, even if it is self-inflicted. So that's just, and it's all contextual. Like, if EDP murdered somebody, there's not a soul in the world who should try to get the dude some help. But you know, with the situation he is, where everybody has literally just cut ties with him and left his life, I feel like there should be one dude sticking around to really try to get the dude some help. Because honestly, I don't feel like EDP is going to try to get them get help for himself. And I know the saying is, how you're going to help somebody if they want to help themselves. But I don't know, man. It's a quick conclusion to rush to in this guy's situation. Obviously, for everybody else, excluding family, it's fine. But I'm like, bam. Like, you really do have an unspoken agreement to try to help the dude when he's at his worst. Like I said, even if it's due to his own actions. Yeah, so that's what I want to talk about today. Hopefully this is my last video on this. But I basically run to this dude's channel, and it's like, man, you're willing to be friends with him when it benefits you and your channel, and you have to fucking videotape everything. But as soon as shit hits the fan, which again, rightfully so, I'm just looking at this from another point of view, you're willing to just drop everything. It's kind of rough, man. Maybe this is coming from like a place of compassion where it really shouldn't. Like, I don't feel bad for EDP, like, necessarily, like, whatsoever. Because I understand that he is a piece of shit and all this is self-inflicted. But it's hard to see a dude just go down the fucking drain like this. Where everybody leaves him. Like, nobody wants to see that. Outside of an extremely morbid crime, like murder or something like that. Like this, you know, he should get help. I don't think he's going to, obviously. He's had multiple fucking opportunities, referring to EDP, to get help with this situation. And he's never done it. And he most likely never will done it. So, like I said, I think he deserves jail time. And he deserves help as well. But I don't think he'll get it for himself. And it'd be nice to see someone else help him get it for him. Is, I guess, where this video is coming from. I just feel like as a best friend, you low-key have an obligation for it. An unspoken obligation. Not a literal one, but that's just how I feel, guys. I'll see y'all later.